Community Viewpoint.
And welcome to another edition of Community Viewpoint. I'm John Pawlak, your host for this segment, and I would like to say that I am honored to introduce to you a longtime friend of myself and fellow organizer of local events and things in Pahrump, Paula Elephante. Paula is, if Paula's here, that means usually it's in the fall, it's around Thanksgiving, and all the other events are almost over with. And we have one more big one to come up with, and that's the powwow. And how many have we had already? 8.
This is the 18th annual.
And how many have you done?
14.
14 of them, okay.
Yeah.
So please tell us a little bit about it. That'll be happening on November 18th through the 20th at
Petrick Park. Yeah, we're at the park. We've been there for forever.
Right.
We've been there all the 14 years that I've been involved. We've been at the park. And I am just so excited because this year we have some specials. Okay, we have one gentleman coming in. He's from Texas originally. His name is Marty Silvas. He's a traditional dancer, but he's also a flute player,
okay,
and a storyteller. And he will be doing some of his music, as well as he'll be dancing. And we have a group of ladies coming out of Las Vegas to dance for us. And you know that Hawaiians are indigenous people, right?
Yeah.
Well, we have hula dancers. There's going to be
really?
Yeah. They'll be doing about a 30-minute show, both Saturday and Sunday. Right now, I can't tell you what time because the gentleman, our arena director, Marvin, who's doing the schedule, hasn't got back to me on what time the ladies will be dancing. But they'll be there in time for grand entry.
What a coincidence. We do have a lot of Hawaiians that live in Pahrump. Yes, you do.
Yeah. Well, I have a family that lives right around the corner from me. And I'm just really excited about that because most people look at Hawaiians and they don't think that they're an indigenous people, and they are. So we're blessed to have these ladies, and they'll have a booth with traditional Hawaiian merchandise. So I'm so excited. Mokihana is the lady's name that I've been talking to, and she is, I believe she's from Oahu, for those of you that are familiar with the islands. And she taught hula in Hawaii.
Okay.
And after moving to the mainland, she got a group of ladies together, and they've been dancing. And I think it's just so cool because in August, I went to Hawaii. We did a cruise, which was really fun. Went to Maui, went to Kauai, went to Oahu and Hawaii. And on Maui, it was a special program, and they had women and children and men dancing. And it was just really neat. So I was excited to hear from this lady. But we have most all of our same vendors are coming back because I know many of you are like me. There are vendors there that make jewelry, or they have pottery, or they have the ceramic tree ornaments that are painted, And so almost all of my regular vendors are coming back, and I've been getting calls from new vendors. I've got one person who is coming down from Ukiah. I mean, that's up as far north as you can get in California.
Okay.
That's coming down to be a vendor. Another lady from Stockton, California. Our vendors travel a great distance to participate in this powwow.
So I'm thinking, my mind is racing now. You're talking about we'll have some Hawaiians being a big part of this. Maybe we could invite The Rock to come out here, the wrestler.
Oh,
And then you know we have chili cook-off. Maybe we could have a Spam cook-off.
oh yeah,
Oh, that would be great.
Spam. Haven't had that since I was a kid.
But we could do so many things. So what? This begins on Friday then?
Yeah, actually,
On the 18th?
because our drums don't get in until late Friday night, we don't have the drums. We do have recorded music, but we don't
Okay.
have the drums because our northern drum comes from Denver, Colorado,
Okay.
a little bit of a drive, and our southern drum comes from Sacramento, California. And so, I mean, these guys have day jobs, and so, you know, they get off work and they don't get in until very, very late Friday night.
True.
You know, I used to wait for them to come in and go with them to the hotel. But, you know, at 1 o'clock in the morning, as I'm sitting there by the fire and thinking, oh, please get here, please get here. Now I tell them where they're set up, and that works out really well.
Oh, great. So that'll be Friday evening, the festivities will start. I'm sure that there'll be
I believe
food,
that
but-
Marty Silvas, the traditional dancer, is going to be entertaining on Friday evening.
Okay.
And playing his flute, telling stories, you know, and he's set up for Friday evening.
And then Saturday and Sunday there'll be the grand entry,
Grand
as
entries.
always.
Yeah, vendors will be open by 10 o'clock in the morning Saturday. Saturday is the best day to come.
Right.
And the vendors will have to be open by 10. The gourd dancers start at 11. Gourd dancers are Native American veterans. And that's how you get invited to be a part of the Gourd Society, is that you're a Native American veteran. It does not necessarily mean that you went to Afghanistan for the young guys or Vietnam for the older guys. And it's mostly the older men who are gourd dancers. But you had to serve our country. And so gourd dancing is at 11. And their job is to prepare the circle for the dancers. And then grand entry is at noon, give or take a few minutes. And then there'll be some intertribals. Then I think early they'll have the Hawaiian dancers, the hula dancers. And then a little bit later, the Aztec dancers.
Oh, they'll be back, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. They're very colorful.
We have a lot of fun things. There's this one lady, our committee has lost some members.
Yes.
People moved away.
And who did we lose last year? John?
Yeah, John.
Yes. A long-time member, yes.
Yeah. So we've got, I'm so blessed because several ladies from Las Vegas Paiute tribe have called me up and said, we hear you're short some people, can I help?
Well, that's great.
Those are the best words to hear, you know, when you're getting so close to an event happening and you're going, now how can I be here to do this and be there to do that and be back here, you know, and do this stuff and get it done, and I just can't do it. I can't do it, so I'm so thankful for the help.
The help, exactly. So the food is going to be, we're going to have
We got our Indian
Tacos.
taco vendors, the
Yeah.
two that we've had for several years. We have
bread?
the Tex-Mex. Well, the fry bread goes with our Indian tacos.
Okay.
We have the Tex-Mex vendor. He's the guy that has the pineapple on all the fruit. He's
Oh.
been several years.
Yes.
And he's been to Fall Festival.
Right, I
and
remember that,
we
yeah.
had him at Wild West.
Okay.
And then one of our local Mexican restaurants is going to be doing some Mexican food.
Oh, okay.
And so that'll be really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it usually lasts till 9, 10 o'clock? Or is that the latest?
It
Depending
depends
on
on the
the
weather. Our schedule is truly weather dependent, you know. But I've been watching the long range forecast. I've been kind of trying to see.
What's in store for us?
Fully knowing it could change.
And it has,
you know.
in the past.
Yeah, and based on long range that I've seen so far, it was supposed to be like 69 in the daytime.
69, 70.
40
okay.
at night. So that's okay. I mean, I live in the park for the weekend. Most people know that. And I have I have a couple vendors that have RVs. They'll be staying in their RVs. I have several vendors that will be setting up tents, and they camp there in the park.
We'll have at least one teepee.
We have the teepee, and the fun thing about the teepee, every year, except 2 years ago, I think it was, every year we've had Boy Scouts that have stayed in our teepee. And last year the kids were out and, you know, with the nylon dome tents, and they were freezing the first night. And I said, well, why don't you go in the teepee? Because it's canvas, you know, and it'll hold in the warmth.
Yeah.
They're, you know, and so they did. They stayed in there the second night. But we got the teepee in '05, and so 11 years we've had it, and we've had Boy Scouts staying in our teepee.
Great, great.
Yeah.
All right, so that's what we can look forward to. 3 days of entertainment, starting Friday. Oh, you were going to say something, sorry.
Yeah, one of the volunteers asked me if we'd ever had a cakewalk.
What's that? Cakewalk.
Well, we're going to have a cakewalk, and it's audience participation. So that's all I know.
Okay, all right. So anyway, we're in our last minute, so do you want to wrap things up, my dear? So
it's going to be an awesome weekend. We'll be out there in the park on Thursday, and the vendors won't be set up, but we'll be out there marking our circle, getting the teepee set up, getting things mapped out, and so that by Thursday afternoon, we'll have some vendors coming in. Friday, we have more vendors coming in.
we're layered clothing, so just in case it changes while you're there. Thank you, Paula. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you at the powwow.
Bye.
Community Viewpoint.